Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It's Friday, the 2nd of March. And this is the Friday Night Line. A cool vibe. 9:10. Sorry for being late.
Woman hold her head and cry, 'cause her son had been shot down in the street and died from a stray bullet. Woman hold her head and cry, explaining to her was a passerby who saw the woman cry, wondering
How can she work it out?
now she knows that the wages of sin is death. Gift of Jah is life. She cried, oh, Johnny was a good man. Johnny was a good man. She cried. Oh, woman hold her head and cried, as her son had been shot down in the street and died, just because of the system. Woman hold her head and cried, comforting her I was passing by. She complained and she cried. Can a woman tend to care? She cried. Cease towards the child she bare. Woman cried. She cried. Oh, she cried.
Good evening, and I open with that song because I want to ask a question. But before I ask that question, all of you here, do you get notifications from Facebook that I am live? How do you know that I am live? Do you get a notification? Because I need to know. Kamal, where's my flag? Kamal Lochan asks, where's my flag? My flag is always within easy reach, Kamal. Always within easy reach. I don't stick. Do you get a notification from Facebook that I am live? Ali G is not well. Send all of your positive energy to our ambassador, please. We need Ali G fighting fit. We need her strong. Yes, so people saying yes. Is that yes that you get a notification? Good. Right, fine, cool. This song, Johnny Was, is one of Bob Marley's most respectful songs. And if you listen to how he wrote that, he not judging, you know. He not judging at all. But he is dealing with a woman whose son was shot in the street and died. And as far as she knows, Johnny was a good man. And she don't understand. Because the wages of sin is death. This is what they teach her. The wages of sin is death, and the gift of Jah is life. So it's contradicting. And she's almost challenging God. That is what this song was. She's crying out. She's saying, I don't care. I know Johnny was a good man. And plenty people get murdered in this country, shot by bandits, shot by police, get caught up in gunfire. And it is a sad indictment against us as a people that we've lost our compassion and our heart. And this will not serve us well, you know. And it will not serve us well at all, because it will come back and bite us. You see this sarcastic way that we have, that we say, yeah, sure, he was a good boy. Let me tell you, we need to stop that. Nobody comes out their mother a criminal. You see what she said? Just because of the system. This is such an amazing song. The writing, the production of this song. I mean, Bob Marley, I'll play it again, but I want to down you all too much. But it's just, and we need to get beyond this, because you see, them little black boys in Nelson Street, them is Trinidadians too. You see this thing about we losing our people. We're losing our people to radical terrorism. We're losing our people to crime. We're losing good people. Listen, Barack Obama, without the opportunities and the life that he had, Barack Obama could have been a bandit. Barack Obama could have been in jail. And you have to understand, I'm using that as an extreme. We are always the sum total of everything that we experience in life. Many of us expect other people to know more, know better, and do better. But pressed into the same circumstances, we can't prove that we would. We can't prove that we would. I remember a show with Michael Douglas called Falling Down. And if you've never seen Falling Down, well, I don't want to give away the plot of the show, but I need to make a point. And the entire show, Falling Down, is one day in the life of an otherwise good and decent man who lost it. He lost it all. He lost his family, he lost his job, he lost his way, and then he lost his mind. And in that day, he started off trying to put it all back together. That was his goal, to put it all back together. That was his objective. He wanted to be, according to how society says, he wanted to be a good and a decent man. And that's all he was trying for. And every obstacle to that he had to stand up to, made him a little less, in the eyes of the law, good and decent. But ultimately, all of his choices were coming from that same space. And in the end of the show, when he stood facing the police officer that was hunting him for that full day, because he ended up in some serious, escalating acts of violence. And when he ended up facing off the police officer that caught up with him, he was so confused. And in a moment of clarity, he said, I'm the bad guy? How did I become the bad guy? Human beings don't understand. For all of our massive intelligence, we are deficit in introspection and personal awareness. We don't realize until somebody is in a casket it dawns on us. You hear people, you see their posts on Facebook, how fragile life is. It's like we totally in denial about how fragile life is until life shows us how fragile it is. And if there's one thing that every single human being is dead certain, no pun intended, dead certain about, is that no matter how long it takes, we are all going to die. If you understand the physics and the physiology of the decay of a human body, research chromosomes and telomeres, and you will understand that while you are existing, your body is slowly falling apart. You can't stop that. You can eat well, you can avoid stress, you can exercise, and you can do all of the things that science recommends. Because I see the alcohol companies posting all over Facebook, this amount of wine a day will make you live forever, and this amount of scotch is just as good as this amount of wine. I want to tell you something. Research how your body treats alcohol every time. From the first drink, go back. Every time you drink alcohol, your body encounters a toxic poison. And there is a certain amount of the remedy to that toxic poison that your body has. And your body traps the first 2-3 drinks with that antidote. It traps it. By the second or third drink, you are now unable to handle that toxic poison coming into your body. And your body starts to shut things down to deal with the influx of toxic poison. So when the wine companies showing you nice people strolling in the meadow, holding hands, breeze blowing in their hair, horses running, the snow-capped mountains, all of that fuckery to fool you and believe that somehow putting alcohol in your body. Last night I went out and drank 3 drinks of single malt scotch, knowing what I'm telling you here. But I also know that I do not drink regularly. I cannot. I'm a cheap drunk. 3 drinks and I'm anybody's, and I know that that's my limit. But I'm just trying to tell you that there's a lot of things that you need. Pub House Well. Thank you, Sergio. Pub House Well. And I want to give you all the experience that I had in Pub House last night. But anyway, we'll talk, hopefully maybe we'll talk about that later. But you need to understand that you as a human being are dying. That's not changing. Everybody you love, everybody you care about, look into their eyes and know that person dying. That is the only thing you're sure about. You are not sure about anything else in the world but that. Somebody says from the moment you're born, you're dying. And it's a fact. Because it's a slow track decay. When the telomeres on your chromosomes wear away, the individual chromosomes responsible for fixing your eyes and fixing your ears and fixing your kidney and fixing your liver, every time you put them under stress, you weigh down a little more. And the day that it's no more, that's when, boy, I could have drink my whole life and all of a sudden I have a problem with my liver. Boy, my grandfather smoked till he was 100. How come I have lung cancer? Your grandfather's body and your grandfather's time and your grandfather's systems is not your own. You have to know that. But just be mindful that this life is transient. And we have, I know this kind of down low for Friday Night Line. But, so I'll pick up the pace here because somebody reminded me that now last night, Brian Stone is a UNC activist. And that son of a bitch made me go out last night and drink. Now, I don't drink often. But Brian is a partner, even though his politics cannot twist. So I went with him and we went to, I'll give you the whole rundown. We went Paprika because he told me, Paprika bubbling. So we went Paprika. Now I ain't go out for a long time. I even play mass, I even with cannibals. I say, yeah, I'll take a little lime, right? And so we reached Paprika And Paprika want to charge $60 to go in on a Thursday night. Now, as a fella, and I'm sorry, I don't like to spend bad money. And Paprika look like, you ever hear what they say? What is it? It's a mailbox. It's only man in the party. And I ain't paying $60 to go online with more man. So we say now, we blow that off. And we go on the avenue. And we park up on the avenue. And everything on the avenue dead. Everything on the avenue bust. Except Pub House or whatever his name is. Because everything closed. The avenue, Trinidad kind of on the down low right now. So we go on in Pub House. And we line in, taking a drink, we talking a little politics. He want to hear, he giving me some tips and some advice. He a good strategist for all he's stupid with his politics. And I'm listening to him, and the support when I go out is always overwhelming. It's always overwhelming. So everybody there, and Philip, they're treating Philip like a celebrity, and I'm still getting accustomed to that. Now, there was this pretty girl, and she walked past me and she made eye contact with me. And I thought, well, she's pretty. And she went away. Later on, she walked past, she watched me again. So later on in the line, I just pressing fast forward. We weren't there for long, we were there for about an hour, 2 hours. By the bar, buying the second of my third, so I was still lucid. The second of my third single malts, Glenfiddich. Last time was very positive though. We made a lot of good contacts. For some reason, there were a lot of good people there too, and we made a lot of good contacts for the party and for the politics. And we'll talk about that another time. But so I'm by the bar, because for some reason, Brian and I buy a single rounds last night, he like a stamp. You had to lick him to stick him. So I buy the bar and I buy the second of my single malt scotches. And she walks up. And I did mention that she's pretty. So I offered to buy her a drink because I'm a gentleman, so I'm buying her a drink, and she accepted. So we chatting, and I realized she's speaking Spanish, and I don't speak much Spanish. No habla español, muy poquito. So we chatting a little bit, and the conversation escalates. She's very into Phil. Now, Phil is a good looking fella, I know that, Phil charming, but I'm not charming if I can't speak your language. So I know how I'm doing so well. But now, long story short, it seems English and Spanish, it's easy. Now she's not from Venezuela, she's from Cuba. And I was feeling so happy because my grandfather from Cuba, so we talking a little bit about Cuban thing, and I thinking we have a connection. Madam tell me, you pay me 1,000. Now, that was in the middle of the conversation because there was no organic flow to the conversation because it was two people speaking two different languages trying to talk. And when I tell her, this girl, she Miss Universe gorgeous. I mean, she really pretty. Really, 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 really pretty. But you pay me 1,000. Now, my brain, somebody described my brain already like Grand Central Station. There are plenty trains running at the same time. And immediately, when she said that, I became very aware of everything, hyper aware. You ever heard that? Hyper aware. I became hyper aware of everything around me. And my mind, she's immediately just said it, and my mind is immediately processing it on multiples of tracks. At the same time, the greater Phil consciousness is now, it's like a drone took off. I'm now above me, and I'm seeing the whole place, and I'm aware that I'm talking to a prostitute. And I'm even more aware that everybody in this bar could see me, Philip Alexander, talking to a prostitute. Now, I don't know how many people know that she's a prostitute, and I'm not sure yet if that's what she is, because I could be mistaking what she said, but they don't have so many ways that you could mistake. You pay me 1,000. So, just in case she was reaching out for a loan, because generous guy, pretty good. I said, pardon me. And she She typed it in her phone and she showed me 1,000. So I understood clear. And I said, and I tried to explain to her that I misunderstood the situation because I didn't come shopping. I just came to have a drink. I didn't know that this was the situation I was going to. But I don't lie anymore. I don't lie. I don't go out. So, and Brian laughing at me because apparently he suspected and he's laughing at me. All the time I thinking, Phil, whatever you're doing these days, partner, it's working. Keep doing that. So I politely declined after buying her a $45 Baileys, and I'm thinking that was a poor investment. But anyway, the conversations that my mind was having with me, even while I was wrapping up the conversation with her, the conversation my mind was having with me is this stunningly beautiful woman. I mean, she could stop traffic. The woman is stunning. Why would she be a prostitute? Why would she need to be a prostitute? And even if $1,000 sounds like much because I don't know the price it's selling for these days, but how do you come to be in Avenue, pub house, whatever, putting your goods for sale? That don't sound very high class to me. So obviously you're trolling for action. I told somebody today on the phone, she told me, you were the Mark, you were the John. And then she laughed and she said, in fact, you were the Juan, which I guess is funny because it's John in Spanish. But Dave Lux behaved itself, but this is still, anyway. In my mind, I'm thinking, how did this perfect specimen of a woman have to become this? Now, that's me judging. That's me judging. I'm coming in from a judgmental point of view. But I didn't see any pimp and I didn't see anybody forcing her to do this. And I'm thinking at the same time, maybe this is just her choice. And if you think about it, she can make good money. Because I tell you, my brain works multiple tracks. And I also did the arithmetic. And I thought, if I was a woman prostitute, 5 men a night, by 5 nights a week, it's $100,000 a month. Tax freaking free. And how long it really gonna work for? 3-4 hours, if so much, and you're lying and you're drinking. I try to justify in my head, but then I'm also thinking that this could be somebody suffering from poverty, have to escape their country, come to Trinidad, look to make some money to send home. I'm seeing images in my mind of plenty family members living in a shack, hungry with those little empty, they always have those little empty metal cups, and with the handle, the white cups. I'm seeing that in my mind. And then the last track is when I realized it's time to take Philip home. Because in the last train to leave the station, Philip was Richard Gere. And this was that Pretty Woman movie. And perhaps it was my role in life that this was Kismet and I was supposed to rescue I took my last drink because she's gone now. I'm having all these conversations by myself in my head. Brian Stone is laughing at me, so we leave and we're going home. I'm trying to rationalize all these thoughts with Brian. And he's a kind of straight up, simple guy. If this is you and this is what you're doing, then fix your mix. But I can't lie. I felt real how? Because first to begin, it wasn't my charm. It wasn't my prettiness. She wasn't attracted to anything with me to do with me. So that failed. And then what made it look like I was somebody that in the market for, am I giving up that vibe? Because that was a concern. Really? Really, I wait till the head at all. Sarah.
And we still find time to rap. We're making the one stop. The generation gap. I feel this from me. As it beats within, playing a rhythm. Resisting against the system.
Doctors and the Ministry of Health has put out a warning. Take this seriously. There is a flu going around. It is a serious flu. It leaves and then it comes back heavier. It's difficult to get rid of. When you think it's gone, it shows back up. Be careful, you catch it. It's called the Marlene. Look out. You'll find your redemption.
Give us the teachings of His Majesty.
'Cause we don't want no devil philosophy.
Give us the teachings of His Majesty. 'Cause we don't want no devil philosophy. Feel it in the one drop. And we still find time to rap. We're making the one stop. And we're filling the gap. So feel this drum beat. As it beats within, playing a rhythm. Fighting against ism and singing. I know Jah never let us down. Pull your right from wrong. I know Jah never let us down. Oh no, oh no, oh no. They made their world so hard.
Every day,
Every day.
they make the world
So hard. Every day.
love this part. I won't give them a concert. I won't frighten them.
The teachings of His Majesty, so stick up. We don't want no devil philosophy. Can you hear? Give us the teachings of His Majesty, but we don't want no devil philosophy. We feel it in the one drop. You're lucky, always.
Get serious for a minute, Philip. What happened in the parliament today? The usual droning monologue. Mr. Speaker, my learned colleague is confusing the issue with piffle. I rise on my 2 feet, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, to contribute and wax eloquently while I do my endeavor best to squander 30 minutes of my life that I will never get again, talking absolute shit but making it sound like sugar. Madam Speaker, I am being distracted by the ugliness coming from the other side. Could you ask the person opposite to hide their face? That is what goes on in the parliament. If you've never seen it for yourself, go. If you could record it, keep it for nights when Zeke will walk in and you need to sleep. And let me tell you, I reached there when he was calm on his legs. I heard the speaker said, I rose, I looked left, I looked right. No one caught my eye. So I passed to the leader of government business, Minister of Finance. And I'm wondering, Do they see themselves? It's like trained chimpanzees in a monkey circus. They sound like idiots. And they're performing for each other. Colm looks like the crypt keeper. His skin looks like tissue paper. The man almost ready to dead. He doing that same bullshit 32 years. Left side, right side, left side, right side. When you reach your deathbed, Colm, and you look back, is this the life you saw for yourself? When you run an accounting of your accomplishments, would you say a life well lived? Because I would like to drag your short and scrawny ass over Mount Coco Road from Maraval to Piti Valley slowly, so you could see everything that all of those people put up with for the past 32 years, while you've been MP, while the governments in the last 12 years spent $720 billion. I'd like to take your Paria. Paramin, sorry. I'd like to take your Paramin. Didn't get Paria because of a hike we're supposed to go on. I did not. Well, up to when I last interacted, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I would like to do my endeavor best today to see if my droning monologue will make the paint on the walls try to escape this hallowed and sacrosanct chamber. And then somebody from the other side will say, Madam Speaker, 4712. And the whole place, like howler monkey. And she would stand up. You know what I used to love? I used to love when it was Wade Mark. We had a drinking game when it was Wade Mark. I had friends. Yeah, I had a life. But when Wade Mark was speaking on a Friday, we watching the Parliament channel, everybody talking to one another. If I was a nerd, we talking to one another, WhatsApp message, Facebook message. When Wade Mark was the speaker, we had a drinking game, no lie. Every time Wade Mark said the word please, you had to take a drink. And he used to get himself hyper. If you remember, he would start up, members, please, 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 and pointing at people, please, 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 please. All of those is drinks. That was all Wade Mark, please, please, to get order in the house. That was his word. Please, please, please. Thank you. You may go ahead. If you've never been in the Parliament, trust me, there are two things you have to experience in Trinidad: Parliament and court. Go and sit down in the High Court. If you think Parliament is molasses running uphill, go and sit down in the court. I went to the matter of the appeal with Abood and the Repo Forest, and there are 27 different batches of lawyers present. And when the judge comes in and everybody bows and everybody else says, we're here, we're all here, and we're fabulous. We're all looking fabulous. We're cutting in our fabulous court gear, but of course, Your Honor is looking fabulouser, more fabulous than all of us, because you have more courtwear to wear. And then, the first hour, I'm not lying to you, was spent with all of these people introducing themselves and how they come to be there, what their role is in this. And I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, how is this 2018? And you'd hear, if it would please my lady, and she might, somebody else say, Your Honor, I beg to move that we all move a motion that all further motions are moved from a motionless point of view. Now this is Trinidad court. They don't have objection. They don't have that. And then the judge would say, I see where you are coming from. Perhaps the other side might have a different approach. Thank you for recognizing me, Your Honor. Thank you for recognizing us. And might I say again how splendiferous you look in your courtwear. With regards to my learned colleague and his moving a motion requiring all further motions be moved from a motionless point of view, on a point of order, if we were to look in Jones versus the Empire in 1927, we would see that the ruling then said all motionless movements, and I swear to you, when I left that courtroom, I asked somebody, do lawyers in Trinidad have the highest rate of suicide of any profession? When I see lawyers driving BMWs and Mercedes-Benzes now, I don't think that is too much. I think they should be given chariots with horses and people running on either side throwing powder and petals, because Frank, if you're willing to do that for a living, I swear, if you are willing to go through that for a living, take your props, take your pips, take your fees by the minute. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but this is a circus. Nothing works in this country because it's set up that way. And we sit down there and we say, you can't question it. It's been handed down by the gods of Asgard. But it's not. It's all wrinkly men doing that same bullshit. There was an episode, there was a show. Any of you know Monty Python? If you know Monty Python, Monty Python is the comedy troupe that inspired Saturday Night Live. But they are a British troupe and they are extremely dry and witty. And they did a show called The Life of Brian. And The Life of Brian was a supposition that if on the night Jesus was born, in the manger next door, another baby was born, Brian. And the three wise men went to the wrong manger. How would history have been recorded? And there is this scene of this bureaucratic meeting of the Judean People's Front. And they took great pains to record in the minutes at the start of the conversation of the Judean People's Front that unlike the front for the people of Judea and the People's Jewish Front, their position is a little more avant-garde. And somebody was raising the issue of the right of women to have children, and this other person made a motion that men should have a similar right. And then they went into a conversation about biologically, however, men cannot have children. But they agreed to write into the minutes, let it be said that even though we accept men cannot physically have a baby, the Judean People's Front stands for the right of men to have a baby. And it's that kind of madness that still happens here, in our courts, in our parliament. It's a splendiferous waste of time. Nothing of substance. You had to, for the high points, if you blink, you miss it. If you blink, you miss the high moment. And then And then somebody raises a motion that we break for tea. And that gets a lot of attention because, especially in the parliament, the tea break brings all the monkeys back to the edge of the water hole. Gets everybody's attention. Let's take a break for tea. And they all go off to have tea. Nobody drinking tea, you know. But they still call it tea. We in Trinidad and Tobago, I swear the British Empire must look at us and laugh. Every time one of those Queen's councils go back, who come here to practice, they must go back and say, hey, watch now. When last will you see what their monkeys doing in Trinidad? Real talk. So, the answer to the question is, by the time I left the parliament today, they had not raised the issue of the anti-gang bill. On the way out of the parliament, because I decided if I did not leave, my brain would escape through my ear and run out the building screaming. So I decided to leave, walking out of the parliament at the exact moment the opposition leader is walking into the parliament, and polite gentleman that I am, you all remember the story about me and the young lady. So this is the opposition leader. So I stop, I shake hands, and cameras click, 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 click. And I'm thinking, Christ, what is going to happen to these pictures now? Am I going to see them tomorrow? The PNM is going to put out a picture. Look, Philip Alexander is a UNC. Look him, there it comes. Today, there was a voice note circulated that Philip Alexander was driving on the shoulder by a guy who put it out anonymously. And he said at the end, which, now, you know what? I don't like to defend me. I like to think that people know me. I'm capable of shit. I'm capable of driving on the shoulder if I'm in a hurry. But the point I wanted to touch on, though, is the last two things the guy said, very punctuated, is, and all you want to vote for that, a perfect cunt. I think he called me a cunt, which I took as a compliment. But coming back to how he brought the thing to a close. Because a person's ability to run a country have nothing to do with their driving etiquette. Why would he tie the two things together? And if it was a proper scientific experiment, he would have also brought in other politicians' driving habits. But it seems that he was only interested in the fell. So, we take that. We take that in stride. Because this is politics. And in politics, it's Friday night, right? So we'd have to stick to any schedule. So, we just love this song. A short song, and I just realized that you're not catching that that's a Christmas song. So let me clearly, you're not, if I play foreign singers' music, in fact Bob Marley might be enough to trip them, because the Facebook police will come and tell you you did not have copyright permission, and I just have to tell Facebook, me and Bob, we used to pitch marble in the river. Bob said I could play music, and say, you all ever heard the story about the woman who put up a profile picture on Facebook, bareback, full guns out, and Facebook took down the picture? Her lawyers wrote Facebook questioning why they took down the picture. Facebook responded that it was against Facebook policies. And they sent 100 pictures of bareback men. And they said that this seems to be a very questionable policy because you have no problem with men. And they said, well, unfortunately, we live in a society with double standard, and that is the reality. And her lawyer wrote back, well, unfortunately, my client identifies as a man. And put Facebook in a quandary. And they had to put back up the picture. Yeah. Kita is Friday night. We just lie him in. And we lie him in. And I want to... My playlist, I really need to sort my playlist out, you know.
We ready for carnival.
Somebody just asked if there is any meetings tomorrow at Stanmore. There is always a meeting at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, every Saturday. Come down.
Ready, ready, we're ready, we're ready, yeah, we're ready, 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 ready.
Are you ready? Big tune. So in one 24-hour period, Philip was talking to a prostitute in a bar on the avenue, driving on the shoulder, and joined the UNC. See how hard it is to be me sometimes?
Listening to a prayer meeting, Baptist people preaching, with a leader in front, half people shaking. So I tell my partner, why let we get closer? Because I tell myself I'm hearing super. Though it was something to be spiritual.
What about June? This is about
जब
you.
से तेरे नैना
This is my favorite.
मेरे नैनों
What is the chutney? This is my favorite chutney of all time.
लागे रे
Love this song.
जब से तेरे नैना मेरे नैनों से लागे रे जब sting नैना इंची भी है ना no she gonna whine ना जब sting नैना इंची भी है ना no she gonna whine ना no the woman start to fall but she can't shake she waist at all
All of you stunting on my Arsenal kit, let me tell you something. This year of this jersey, Arsenal set a record in the Premier League that will never be beaten. At best, it could be matched. They did not lose a single game. Slowly roll on the Arsenal Wenger 18, eh?
She's good, and the jump thing she's so fast. Right till she beg, just sting like that. And she Now the woman start to pose and she don't have on any clothes. Big whistle moon.
Where's Bima? Tag Bima.
Tell Karma. Karma tell the Bima. Jump to the Hena.
And you'll be on the wall, tag him.
Nina, let me rap it for you. Hit my go kiss it for you. I go give you massage. Right on the big day.
Alright. Have some respect. There are people in the thing. Come on, now, man. Give them water. Give them water.
Yeah, well, this is the water.
Give them water.
Get ready to flow. There we go. It's all about flooding the stream. Flooding.
This is what they make company.
Flowing all over the town.
Water flowing.
We join up like a wasala. Full pressure when we start to work.
See, this year with this song, that album by Machel, that was the last year that Machel bring real soca, but partner, that whole album was hot.
So when you feel like tripping, get in the line, then you turn off the engine, and you get the wine, start to move it slow like water, like this is a creeper, hold on your fella and hold on your daughter. When you
Warren
see
Dante is your first Friday night line. Somebody give Warren Dante some directions. I feel this is his first Friday night line. Get him some more water. Get him some water. Dave Locks, Warren Dante, show him around the room. Cuban style, it is nasty man now. Tomorrow after the meeting day, I will take care. We're going to have a new club. Remember when Calypso had this long build up to the song to start? Vodka in the water bottle, and if I could drink vodka, that vodka bottle would have been starving. And Uncle Tito is my brand for some reason. Talk to Trini Mamu. Is he caused that in the Parang line? That's a story for another time. What's going on, Johnny?
you know Trini like a party, you know Trini like a fest, but you play social. You start off on philosophy, you know you can't move up yet. If you continue on that you'll regret. Take a bet, got a lot of fans but we getting fed up. The woman said to me, you got to mix it up cause all is jam non-stop. Jam yourself to me.
Cool down my body. I see people all finish church and come and join the line. All of y'all who are at church tonight, this is a bacchanal session, Did I know that? Sweet voice. Like the way how I sing the songs belongs to God. When I sing them, I so come on, I want you to come home with me and sing. You have me last night? I will lie. You took me soca king. One real thing, the princess of soca. This is my darling, you know. Get in.
So we go down the road.
This is my darling.
So we go down the road. Go down the road. Go down the road. Hey, hey. Carnival in the air.
Well, you don't find Patrice just have that bad girl finish natural.
Pretty girls everywhere. Take a wine by the truck. Get ready to chook, chook, chook. Get ready to chook, chook, chook. I'm ready to walk. I want to walk. I'm feeling to walk. I want to walk. Inside of the band we walking. Once the pussy soaking wet. I'm ready to walk. I want to walk. I'm feeling to walk. I want to walk. Inside of the band we walking. And the pussy can't turn it yet.
Cool them down. Shari, you're reaching the people down. David Rudder in the back there, you know. That was in the early days when David Rudder was a backup singer. David Rudder was a backup singer, you know. Big tune. Who know this? Shaolin Soca.
What was disgusting? You get them stand up with sweet music playing, like she wasn't listening to the morning. That was escaping from.
Who know who this is? Who know this song?
Music playing. Do something. You better start to shake the thing. And tell people something. And you standing. You better start to shake the thing.
Shake.
Promise me,
shake,
you will shake for me,
shake.
You go watching me, so I'm begging.
Road march in the tail, you know, boy. Watch now. And he win this year. He win so what they win? They win Soca Monarch. What they get? They win Road March. He sang it with Machel. But that was Super Blue when he was Blue Boy. Time to change some light bulbs.
चतुरंग को गाए रस रंग को
सुनाऊंगा मैं
चतुरंग को गाए रस रंग को सुनाऊंगा मैं राजिंदर जीम जीम राजिंदर जीम जीम जाना ना 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 नाजर जाना ना 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 नाजर चतुरंग को गाए रस रंग को सुनाऊंगा मैं चतुरंग को गाए रंग को सुनाऊंगा मैं राजिंदर जीम जीम झूम
Dave, listen, and y'all explain to some of the newcomers, please, that a Friday Night Lime is a real lime and we don't just do the politics. Let me bring out Miguel now. When the John, bring out the John. Remember it? Mash up that kind of politics. Like only like in the soccer, we go back to talking politics, you know, straight politics. 5 seconds, tell me what you want. Politics or music, call the shot right now. And I see like some of you all coming back on, you're getting bumped off the live. What is going on? Tell me now. That is what's going on outside there, because we could see what we could do to turn off other Wi-Fi's and other things and see if we could, if it is on our side at all. Yeah? What we doing? We doing music or we doing politics? Talk quick. Yes, DJ. Some of y'all don't understand. The reason it's called Friday Night Lime or Friday Night Lime is because we're lime. Philip, we liming tonight. So, Dave Lux, you're a mess, brother.
All aboard! Ship ahoy! Yes, we go again. Can't leave my weed. It's a must for me. Wakes me up my slumber. Makes me do a number. Yes, we time again. Too loose and we break. Find myself a partner. Just to ease the pressure. Oh, yo. I don't wanna stay. push that thing. Push it harder back on me. Oh no no no. Oh no no no.
Water, water. Slackers, bunch of slackers.
Don't stop coming up to me. Anyhow you want, you can whine on me. Tula, 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 tula. Don't stop coming up to me. Anyhow you want, I'll give you, baby. Tula, tula, tula. I found my East Indian beauty. When I see beauty boy, she is a cutie. Call me in her eyes, dimples when she smiles. Waistline is alive, she could be my wife. Roll it now, show them devotion. Bright my sky with your love and devotion. First, girl, roll the bumper round. Yes, girl, to you it all belong.
Cuban rum. Oh, you're well slapped.
For years and years and years and years I grieved this to taste your sweetness. Oh, Rani. For you I'll provide as man roti capra romagan Rani. Oh, Rani. Sincere devotion. Accept your religion. For you I'll do anything. I promise to be your king. Rani. Oh, Rani. I want to marry Hindustani. I love curry. I love curry. So Betty. Yeah, plenty. You look so beautiful. You look so wonderful. I'd like to let you know I'll never let you go. Oh, Rani. Oh, Rani. I want to marry Hindustani.
Early Youngton and them.
Number one source for hard
Cock back and rock back and show them what they bring.
Every man know that girl right now, let me go. Front of me, line it up, girl. Front of me, start to walk, girl. Front of me, every man know that girl right now, let me go. Just walk, girl, give me that. Front of me, don't stop, just give me that. Front of me, just walk, girl, give me that. Front of me, don't stop, just give me that. Front of me, just walk, girl, give me
Yes,
that.
send your request. 682-2110. Text it.
Walk, girl, give me that. Front of me, don't stop, just give me that. Say wine and hush, flex to your bands or rip out and bust. Skipping the line 'cause I'm whining fuss. I wanna rip that engine rough. Your body and your best specs mixed with dust. Baby, wind up now. Baby, grind up now. Till you're sweating now. Flex with precision. Make that
Islandmix.com.
out.
I ain't taking calls. I will talk slackers.
The most wanted, the most jumping, the most waiting. And please leave no stress in your house. 'Cause we be out in the bar. Ain't no stress in the town.
You got no stress line.
When the music starts to play, yeah, every single day. Be free, so free. Listen, yeah, you see my team, we are stressless, and we fed more, never fed less. How we what less, never breathless, and we want them girls to wine reckless.
I can't take calls because the behavior I'm seeing on the trend, afraid to give all it a go live. So you know what? You can text me a request. 682-2110. Big tune. Get it. housekeeping. Do some quick housekeeping. Tomorrow at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Don't miss that. Tomorrow at 1. If you're not in Stanmore Avenue, meet us outside the police station in La Joqueta, Talparo, because we're doing a walkabout there. Because next week, Saturday, March the 10th, we're having a big session, 6 o'clock, in Oakland Recreation Club. A massive rally. Come and be a part of that. Yeah? We are come from far. You remember when we only have one arrow shot and you are muzzle winning in your tight club skirt. As long as we never mass and got the earth, we not forget where we are come from. We not go dish your dirt. I'll keep on loving you. Always. Personality, there is no other like it. But you are telling the world, woman, you're Chris. I love you in every way. I love you in every way. Tell me.
Well, it gonna think that for the broken heart, this blessed love will never part. Don't know it from the start. Me tell them say I'm dirty. Yeah. Sean Paul and Sasha, come sing for them, baby.
Though you make me holler, though you make me sweat, I can't
get
your tenderness. Still I can't get you off my mind.
What is it about you, girl?
I don't say dirty love.
I'm still in love with you, boy.
Well, I'm a hustler and a player, and you know I'm not a stayer. Dirty love.
I'm still in love.
Hey, bro, I feel there's your anthem.
So girl, they try to understand that a man is just a man. That's the dirty love.
I'm still in love with you, boy.
That's the loving from the start, but you know we have to part. That's the way I give my love.
I'm still in love. Yes, I'm still in love.
What a man gotta do, what a man gotta do. Girl, when I never had for promise and no bling bling for all a girl. But I just love it when me fling control a girl. And I make your head swirl, and I make your body twirl, and I make you wanna be my one and only baby girl. Night after night, make you feel love to keep you warm. Girl, you never get this kind of loving from your bond. I know you want your cats, and we just can't perform.
I love you, baby.
I know you get the little loving of a
You
God.
don't know how to let me.
I know no time for no kissing and
Not
chow.
even how to kiss me.
I do my take a little advice,
I don't know why. Out in the street, they call it murder.
Jam rock, jump where the thugs and jump back. 2 pounder within a van back. It in a your handbag, your knapsack, it in a your backpack. The smell of your girlfriend contact. Some boy not know this. Them only come around like tourists on the beach with a few club sodas. Bedtime stories and pose like them name Chuck Norris. And don't know the real hardcore, cause sandals are not back to. The thugs them with the way them got to. And won't think twice to shot you. Don't make them spot you unless you carry guns a lot too. A beer tough thing come at you when trench town man stop laugh and block off traffic. Then them wheel and pop off and them start chop it. With the pin file long and it a beat rapid. Police come in a jeep and them can't stop it. Some say them a playboy
People are watching live Facebook. Let me say this.
Sing. You sing now. Lord. Murderer, blood is on your shoulder. Kill like today, you cannot kill like tomorrow. Murder, your inside must be hollow. Oh, does it feel to take the life of
Dave, that's you.
Want to tell them it's a shallow thing. Suckling sing. Yard up for him, kick up. Rock wine. Sing. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Dance silent swing. DJ is stuck up in the beer bone rhythm. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. School bell a ring. Knife and fork a fight for dumpling. Booyaka, booyaka, for shabba ranking.
I'm going to stay and share the video. Let me bring out the line. Call out people.
The key, put the down to the key and turn him in a donkey. Yes, them are the down to the beast. We have the key, put the down to the key and turn him in a donkey.
Big tune.
We tell the people.
This one, Renta Time.
No, no, no. You don't love me, and I know now. No, no, no. You don't love me as I know now. 'Cause you left me, baby. And I've got no place to go now.
Now hear this song. The big belly gargan talking. Every day down skylarking. Come for walking out the park. Hear what the man say move. When the man say move. When the man says move.
Now if you're than who have a girl in each and every town,
Yes, man.
then you know
Yes.
the dippy DJ them every day, 'cause the whole of them a clown and them no worry.
Can't worry.
Them no worry.
Tell them again, man.
Change the reckless way of living and think easy. Cause Mr. Catty man the dog got daddy. And when me come nice up the party. Special request to me I drink heavy. Right now man is coming in easy. Them no worry. Them no worry.
Lord, them all. I want to did them. To did them. I want to did them. To did them. Leave them man not in a hurry. Me love me chicken and me goat well curry. But why I feel left in a hurry? And all 100 of my gal them sexy. And me know say them not gonna leave me. So all the talk them a talk that no move me. Gal a scream out like this a blue movie. Sharon, Patsy and Susie. Them no worry me. Them no worry me. So change your dirty way of thinking and go on easy. So Mr. Catty Money while I watch it. I know two tin pan that man can match with. And all the girls them love me 'cause me sexy. So come me Mr. Catty while I watch it.
Because I went over, I want to them so. I went over, I want to them so. Every day in the place and them a go on so. Mr. Cat in the place and them a go on so. Mr. What?
Ole accent for te? Ole ka te?
Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Remember it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining again. Tell you it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree.
it is time to get us back to where we need to be. And where we need to be is back inside Total Local, because this is... There's who we are. Dance all night. But don't price the trick.
We don't need no more now, so tell them wicked people. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, still little boy, you ain't bad at all. Another one just gone. Boy, you beat your chest and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who will defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just makes his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So, sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So, sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, still little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me.
Now, listen, this show running an hour and 35 minutes, so I'll get more than your session, but I have to bring it to a close because it had to come to a close. Those who want more session, though, if you never come to a Saturday line in Stanmore Avenue at noon, it's Be Real Vibes. It's all of this and more. So come down tomorrow, bring the friends, bring the family, come through. Noon, 19th Stanmore Avenue, come and be a part of the Pep family. Next week, Saturday, we in La Hoqueta Talparo for a mass rally. That's the 10th of March at 6 p.m. All of the information on the thread. You can reach out to Dave Locke, Shari, Felicia, any of the team. They're all there to help you and to direct you. Remember the purpose of this. We are the Progressive Empowerment Party. We are here to mount a rescue to save Trinidad and Tobago. And that journey starts now. We are demanding a by-election in La Hoqueta Talparo. We are on an election footing. We are launching our election campaign in La Hoqueta Talparo on March the 3rd. And we are assembling the team now. If you would like to be a part of that, show up tomorrow at noon, 19th Stanmore Avenue, because straight from there, we're going up in La Hoqueta Talparo for a walkabout, and you could come and walk with us, yeah?
Your vote will decide
Your vote will
our
decide
destiny.
our destiny.
Your vote will decide
Your vote will
what
decide
you want to be.
what you are to be.
Your vote can protect
Your,
our country's
your
faith.
vote can protect our country.
Use it well
Use it well.
before it's too late.
Before it's too late.
If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that
Change must come about just as how you vote.
vote them in. Vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see,
Vote them out.
stain your finger and
Vote them out.
show them no mercy. Vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power. Dominate the reign. Let's put our country together again.
styles you hear tonight. We have some big spin masters on the thing, you know. Peppers, Kern Crosby, Gary Blake, Randolph Goodrich from Code 9. All of them be here live on the vibe, you know. So you can reach out to them and they'll hook you up. Nice. Mash up. We gotta go. peptrinbago@gmail.com is the email address. peptt.com is the website. Pep app, P-E-P-A-P-P. That's our app. It's free on any app store. Download. It's yours. 3474-PEP. That's the hotline number. Tomorrow at noon, 19th Stanmore Avenue. All of you who are in Trinidad, represent, are looking to see you all tomorrow, please don't come like a boxer with your 2 hands swinging. Bring some sandwich or some palori or some cake. Show us your skills. Some cupcakes, some brownies. We like to share. Come and share with us. See you all tomorrow, 19th Stanmore Avenue. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.